This is a head mount for action cams. It was sent to me to review for free. If you wanted to purchase it, it'd cost you about $9. They haven't paid me for my review, and my opinions remain my own. So you have this plate here, which has a pretty typical standard action cam mounting point. And it has through it this elastic, and the elastic has kind of a zigzag pattern of what I would call rubber, kind of a grippy rubber, and that's on the inside here too, so that's going to hit your hair as well. And essentially you put this over your head, and there's adjustment bands here so you can adjust how tight it is and how far up or down this thing falls. And this guy holds to your forehead, and then you attach your action cam to it. So you will need, whatever action cam you have is going to need to have kind of that action cam style mount. And then you just put this screw through the holes and tighten it up. So when you're adjusting this, you will have to move this strap around to center this guy at the back of your head. So if you make this tighter, you might need to move that in. If you make it looser, you might need to move it that way. But basically, you have to make sure that both sides are about the same. All right, it's not exactly stylish, but it definitely gets the job done. The action cam is sticking on there. I could see, so there you can see I didn't have the screw tightened quite as much. It rotated down on me. Yeah, I should probably tighten that up a little more. It bounces up and down a little bit. If I were mountain biking, I would want to have a helmet on top of this. And if I were mountain biking, I'd just mount it to the helmet. But if you're just working and want to take a video of what you're doing with your hands, I think this is going to work quite well for that. Now that I have the screw tightened down, it's kind of setting exactly where it is. Now you will probably want to use your phone app to check the viewpoint and get the angle exactly right. But for the low price point, it mounts it to your head quite nicely. Well, this guy works pretty well. There is, of course, a trade-off between how tight it is versus how well it's anchored to your head. So I had it plenty tight, and I could shake my head around. This guy wouldn't move at all. It wasn't uncomfortably tight, but I could definitely tell it was on. If you were going to wear this for multiple hours, I think you'd want to loosen it up a little bit. And if you did that, you'd want to make sure you weren't shaking your head wildly, because it would be loose enough it might come off. So there is a little trade-off there of how tight you want something on your head versus how well you want it mounted to your head. I think this is best not necessarily for sports, but like if you're doing some work, maybe auto repair or anything with your hands where you want a first-person view of what's going on, I think this would work really well for that. It seems to be pretty well made. I mean, the price is relatively inexpensive. It has foam on the back. It uses this rubber pads here on the front. So these pieces of plastic don't really hit your head. It's just, elastic and rubber that's really what's touching your head.